Hello and welcome back to RailRoads Online. So today we are working on running wood out to the refinery. Although we are going to change a few things or attempt to change a few things from the way we've been doing it. So we don't have to double the hill anymore. Being that, you know, we either have to pull that grade out or just up the size of the locomotive, and what we have are plenty of locomotives. So we're just going to try to see if we can swap out the cars easy enough back and forth. Shunting the cars, or I don't know, just swapping the load is basically what we're going to try to do. Um, so hopefully we actually have a parking space or a siding, if you will, big enough for this thing, and we can get it off to the side and see that we can't do this a little differently. I'm not sure, I guess, which is more efficient or easier, on a time basis. If it's just faster to double the hill or if it's faster to swap all these out, I'm not exactly sure. Probably the first option, but this will at least do the wood in one load. So although I guess we won't be able to drop it off in one anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter if we pull it out here in one trip or we unload it. How we do it so much. Let's stop. Alright. Well, that's what the bump stop's for. Alright, don't try to push it through it. Brakes all the way up. Reverser and forward. And let's disconnect you there. Turn you on. And boom. That should free up the locomotive. And we are disconnected somewhat safely. Let's at least, good thing we have built in a few redundancies. That siding is just the right size, actually, so that works out. Haven't actually used that side before, being we really just run different trains, and adding the 6 added a heck of a lot of weight. So okay, now we pulled this forward, we pull Betty over there, and then everything will be out of the way, and such as is. It won't be too hard, I don't think, then to swap out the load coming back the other way, because we can only get 2 wood cars pulled up to that dock at a time. Anyway, this is the challenging drops, if you will, so we just gotta keep it simple out here, I guess. Alright, so we will bring that to a rest. Then this one, what we'll do is we'll just pull Betty forward and then back her right up to that. Turn over the cars to Keebler. And I'll let that one go get the load. Or that's monstrous, not even Keebler. Keebler's over there. Ooh. We have many locomotives. Look forward to many more. Okay, we need a little bit of power in this thing. Alright. Close that up. Jump over there. No brakes are on. Pins are in, on board, forward, teddy ho. Oh, I know you don't have any pressure built up, but we're not really asking you to do a lot here either. So, well, I guess it does have. Everything's built up on it. Huh. Alright. Here we go. No point in picking up a grand amount of speed here just to slam on the brake. We already know from past experience Betty is not into brake checking. And any way, shape, or form, unless it's got nothing behind it. Alright, so here we go. Link pin. That's gonna bring us back. Oh, we didn't get. I wonder if we dare switch that. Yep, we do. Look at that. Ah, risky business. Alright, what's in here? Let's take out pin, link. We will just come off of this one. Ready to go. So the idea here is going to be to just not slam them into each other. My guess. Reverse. Let's go. I like how we pulled that off with the track switch. I mean, it was barely on the track switch, right? But at least it moved over with the switch, so you never know. You could flip that thing and could yeet your car across the map. It's been known to happen. Alright, looks like we have solid contact there. Now we will run down, pin this, and we can have a tug of war, which I'm sure Monster wins hands down. Alright. Unpin there. We will drive this one. Now we can drive it like a sports car. Alright. I think it sounds like it's, you know, going to the moon. It really puts forth a big bark, but there's not a lot of bite behind this one. Of course, I don't know. Well, I guess I don't know. This direction is probably just fine, because then we can drop those two, tow the other two over this. How do we do? Yeah, we can make it work with this over here. We'll just say that. We can make it work. We're not going to work out the details right this second, but we can make it work. At least it's out of the way. We just have too many switches in here. I don't know what I was thinking exactly when I was always like all these clusters of switches. I guess it somewhat looks like a, you know, maybe, I don't know, roughed in yard or something potentially back in the day. Looks sketchy to me. I guess I'll say that. But then, you know, if you had to park multiple trains someplace and, you know, you didn't have a lot of space or you had to do what you had to do, I'm sure they probably did. They probably did store trains on little curvy suspect spots like that. But in a nutshell, this should now be ready to go get us a pile of wood, and that is what we need. So flopping all that out. Good to go. And this one should have no difficulties coming back up the grade, so that we know. In fact, I wonder what those other cars out there, because if we're going to do this, then we could just bring out a group of cars and Betty can start just moving the little ones back and forth while we're at it. We may pick up those other two. I'm not exactly sure what those are though, if they're flat cars or they're pole cars. I can't remember now, but if they're pole cars like these ones, spike cars, stake cars, whatever you want to call them, we'll grab those so we have 6 on here and just bring 6 cars full of wood. No point in continuing to fiddle around. If we're gonna switch out tracks and start shunting things out there, we could just step up our game out there and start really cutting down maybe on some of the trips we have to make, which would be nice at the end of the day. Alright, that should be good. That should be good. I think our last load came steel pipe that came out here, so we should be green lit up until the track break from the main line to the oil field. Decent shots of the ironworks there. Gigantic pollution clouds in the air. As we go rolling by. That's horrible. Welcome to the 1800s industry, right? Nasty pollution. Yeah, brother. Was not environmentally friendly back in the day. Pine Valley clearly needs to step up their regulations on industrial pollution control. I'm just saying. Alright. Come on. Edge on up, though. We're gonna have to jump out here and go get us a truck switch. And then we're at least good to go to the freight yard, that's for sure. And hopefully beyond, I don't know. And then hopefully we have another load of wood out there yet that we can pull out. I do know we're due for a wood drop soon. So that'll be another climax run with the 16 cars. So that's a big load and a long load time. But at least it is one trip and it's all full. Which I don't know that I can say for most of our industries take multiple runs. I do like the one and done. We should probably come in here at some point and take out some of these shifties. But let's be honest, how much railroad track in the real world is like super straight? In some places that's the case, yeah. But I don't think most of the track in my neighborhood is not straight for too long. Anyway, I can say that. So I don't know how straight we want everything to really be either. We did try to keep kind of a realistic idea of what would go on. Ooh, we should drive Betty out here and grab some of that wood one of these days because she's getting low. Though probably going to build a wood and water station out there at the oil refinery for the locomotives that are out on that end, I would assume. I think this is probably the longest straightest piece of track that we have on the whole railroad. Alright. Oh, we could maybe pick up the pace? Probably not. Just because you up the regulator doesn't mean you're going to go any faster. I think that's just max. That's max velocity right there for most of the trains. I think you like to tell yourself in your head they're going different speeds, but I don't think they really are going different speeds. You drag race them all, my guess is if you're on perfectly flat ground with flat straight track, they all go the same speed. If they're not loaded or lightly loaded. It seems like the top 30% of the regulator doesn't do much. Oh, so those are state cars. So we almost might as well just pick those up on the way. I'm thinking that makes sense. I mean, if we're gonna do it anyway, I guess we'll just pick those up. And we'll run them up to the sawmill mill. Of course, getting that all over there means we have to stop this train. Stop this train. I want to get off. Alright. This is going to have to get flipped over there. Wait. Yeah. Because then we can pull it up straight without it coming off the track. And this is set up to go back. This will have to go that way. Bam. Come on, give me the control. I do have to say the control panel view driving is just much easier. There are probably some hardcore people out there who can actually drive with the in-cab controls and pull all this stuff off. I'm not one of them. I'd slam into everything really hard. I wouldn't see a thing coming. I've tried just looking from in there, and it's just nope. It's too bad a vision. The guy's too tall for most things. It's too hard to see out the windows, at least for me. So I can't handle having that limited of visibility, I guess. Or I don't like having that limited of visibility. Anyway. I mean, from in here, you're like, you know, you stick your head out through there, or you're looking at the wall. Same thing back here, right? And if you crouch, you're looking at the door, and I suppose you could open the door, but then you're looking at the tinder. So you can't see nothing. So I don't mess with that. That's just not how I do. So if anybody wonders why I don't drive from first person, that's why I don't drive from first person. Or really attempt to drive from first person. It's just the vision is too hard. And maybe one day that'll change, I don't know. I know like the Heisler has like a seat in it where the engineer would see. I think most of them have a seat, but I guess I shouldn't say that. I know, I'm pretty sure it's the Heisler has a seat where the engineer would have sat as he is driving, and it would be cool if you could sit in the game. So maybe one day we get a sit. Currently we just have the standing and the tucking. So hopefully one day we get a sit and we get a little faster mode of walking. Because we definitely do the old man shuffle when you're not running. And nobody's moving at that speed. If this was the slow speed and you could even go faster, that'd be great. I don't think it'd hurt much. Or maybe have a slow function and let us always move this fast. That's not a bad idea. So if we just naturally move this fast and then we could push a button to move slower. For like, you know, if you're laying a tricky section of track or something, I suppose. But, alright. So then we pin those, so we gotta make sure that we don't have one up there. Track is switched. Boom, boom, boom. This one gotta go that way. Money. And nothing in the way. Pin or link. So we're gonna go there. And wham. There we are. Send it back. We already have these cars out here, and I hate the fact that they sit unused. So getting those back into operation will be nice. That's for sure. Unused stuff. I mean, of course, we could probably add 4, but that's not the idea here. The idea here is really just to get these unused back into service. Oh, we hit that pretty hard. I think we broke that link back there. That's not good. The way it jumped up sure looked like we broke a link. Oh, I don't know. Those links look good. Let's just go look. Boom. Looks okay. Brakes? No brakes. Any brakes on this one? Brakes. No brakes. Okay, cool. Trains are gonna flip. I've always tried to keep the brakes in the same places, but it doesn't always work. So we'll let that part go from now on and just start shuffling things around. Alright, now we need forward, no brakes, and hit the gas. Did we get them both, or did we break some? Oh, look at that. Much as it jumped up, we didn't break nothing. That's good. Alright, so this will be good. Edge you forward. Up my way. We can let you just edge forward. Really should probably get rid of these trees, but I don't think I'm gonna. The ones over here, maybe. Those other ones I'm not gonna, I don't think. I think we should have some kind of something in here. We have two, it's too empty. We cut a lot of trees out of here. But probably start going through at some point and thinning some of the forest out anyway, just because there should be some patches and stuff somewhere. A lot of trees. Be kind of cool if when you cut down the trees like they laid down, you actually had to clean them up or something. Because you could just pile them, but that's a whole different piece of equipment. Boom, boom, boom. Wait. Oh, not that one. If we turn around, what do we got? Other side of the train. Boss. Come on, man. Alright, if we flip that, then when we come back, we'll just go that way. And life will be a lot easier for us, because then we can just loop around the sawmill one way or another. Being that's how it works out there. try to think ahead every once in a while. Uh-oh. We need fire. Alright, down, boom, boom. Chuck it in there. Slam that shut. Alright. Gas it. Brakes on. Forward. And now we're going. Alright. That's about as first person drivey as I'm getting. But, hey. There we go. And see, when we gotta actually stop or control this thing or consider that we may have to stop, we gotta get to where we can see the switches and stuff. I can't, there's no way I see a switch from in there. And I don't play on a little monitor or nothing, but I still couldn't, there's no way I'd see a switch from in there. I know that. I run right through every single one of them. Probably all our switches are lined out for the other direction. Alright, that one's going to be good for return. I think we'll probably run into maybe our first need to switch right around this corner. Where's the switch? That switch is good. Maybe we're just good the whole way around. That switch will be good. There's that huge, long climax train over there, ready for its wood run. This thing is a monster. Absolutely. Alright, sweet. We're on. Everything is set. Nice, nice, nice. Alright. Do we get on the brakes in time? Stop. Right there. That should be good. Well, if that actually works out, that'll be funny as heck. You can get them dropped down there. Alright. Well, there we are. Alright. I will get these loaded up and I'll be right back with you. Alright, so we are just about done with the loading process, dropping in the last ones now. And that will finish up that load as we will now head on out to the oil refinery with it. This one should actually make a difference out there. I mean, adding the 2 extra cars. Now we get 36 out there. It should just about, I'm not sure, I think we had 12 out there or something like that. So it's going to get us pretty close to a full load out there, or a full stockpile out there. And that's going to be nice to have out of the way. Much better, I guess, than just doing 2 or 4 cars anyway. At least now we can do half the stock, or a little over half the stock in one trip. And that's a little better deal. Though your stock numbers really never match up. And I say that because, I mean, you never are like, you're never going to get them all even at full. And you're either going to be over full and have extra cars sitting, or you're going to be slightly under full somewhere. You're almost never going to, I guess you could only pick up what you need to fill it at a certain point, but then, you're running a whole load for a partial trip. And I don't know how many people are doing that. I'm generally not doing that. Just start slamming as much in a direction as we can do, and if we have a bunch of extra, that's fine. Then that's where we'll use Betty and Betsy to peel off little cars, peel off 2 cars or whatever at a time and get them delivered to wherever they have to go. But we're just going to start hauling freight with our freight trains and shunting where it fits in between. We are not going to turn around and be all hung up on what's doing what. So that's going to be our new plan, or at least out for the oil field, because it's about enough of the worrying about that thing. And just keeping certain trains for certain deliveries. I guess we don't need to be that picky, and we are not going to be anymore. So we may even throw a few more on here, although I have a feeling that the more we try to pull up that 3% grade, obviously at a certain point we're going to hit the wall with a Cook Mogul. And I suppose we could just pull 10 up there with the Heisler and drop them off. We do have enough money just to buy 10 more cars. So maybe that's the thing, is just to put a big huge siding in up there, and we'll rework the, yeah, I mean, maybe we'll do that. We will turn around and take a look at what it takes to rework the oil refinery to where we can just start running as many as we can run. So, and we will upsize from Cook Moguls. I thought the door was flapping open there for a minute. We will upsize from Cook Moguls and use the Heisler and start building some, I don't know if you want to call them freight yards or just sidings for extra cars here and there, and we will just start stepping up what we can do in that direction instead of whole different trains for different deliveries. And maybe that'll be the way to go. Then we can just start moving as big of freight loads as we can run in between and filling our industries off of those. Maybe that's how we'll go. I have to take a look at what we have space-wise out there at the refinery to do that kind of thing. We could always leave. We could always do some huge sidings along here, and we could put, you know, untold number of cars out here. So we'll have to work that idea out a little more, but that may be the plan. Whatever makes our operation easier. Now that we actually have what we need, we have enough money to start playing around. We'll have to start really getting into what's just going to make operating an easier task, faster, to slam each industry full. We know they're running coal and iron not so much, I guess. Coal, I would like to address that coal situation at some point too, because that is just a really slow run to move 50 coal from one place to another. Luckily, we don't burn through it like crazy, but I mean, wow, that's a lot of runs, and it's, you know, back and forth all the way across the map effectively. So it is, you know, and that's just one direction. So by the time you start round tripping that is the longest run you can possibly make, at least as we currently have it set up. And so I'm not sure how we're going to cut down the time, because it is right on the other side of that mountain range. And this pretty much surrounds you all the way you go. So there may be a way to work up that mountain and then back down the other side. I'm not exactly sure. I know it would be a pretty long run. Well, I guess it wouldn't be a super long run, but you somehow have to get a long enough run to get the grading all the way up there, and that makes it a pretty long run, I would assume. So I'm not sure that we're ever going to pull that one off. I suppose we could do some sort of corkscrew all the way up. But then again, I mean, you have to then, if that's on your way down with full cars, great, but you're not going to pull 10 ore cars or 15 ore cars up that. So I don't really know. Maybe we just do a bypass around the smelter valley somehow. The smelter valley coming back up out of there is what really bites us pulling a long or heavy load. So maybe, you know, the rest of it's downhill. So we may just have to bite the bullet and try to put in some sort of bypass for coal around Smelter Valley, if you will. I think most people, anybody playing the game probably knows what I'm referring to with the Smelter Valley. The smelter sits down right at the bottom of the valley, if you're not familiar with it. And currently, our only track between here and the coal mine goes down to the smelter. You don't have to pull into the smelter, but you do have to go down to it, which is then makes us do a 3% climb out of there, and we just can't pull enough weight with anything we currently have. I was kind of hoping at one point we'd get, you know, those new tech tree locomotives would come through, because I know they have a lot more tractive effort, and then we're hoping we wouldn't have to actually change that we could get something to pull, you know, a good 10 or 15 coal cars, that kind of weight up a grade, but that might be too long of a wait. So we may just bypass Smelter Valley just so we can get on much bigger, faster freight locomotives. Or faster trips. Not the locomotive ain't going to be any faster, but the trip sure would be. Yeah, it's going to handle the hill okay. Not sure how many more we would want to add, though. It does seem to be chugging along a bit, and then this turn right here is not a lazy turn. We'll say that it's pretty sharp. So, all right, not exactly sure where we left these switches. Good. So we will just pull that forward. There. Oh, darn. Yeah, whatever. It's like the price is right, I guess. You're trying to get close without going too far over, right? So, which we did. We just weren't on board anymore. Let's go. Chug it. I do like the way this thing sounds when it's, you know, just coming out of the hole like that. It does sound like it's a working locomotive. That's for sure. It's kind of nice. Alright. Boom, boom, boom. And that one will flip. Now, how do we really want to do these? That's the big question. Probably should have brought the little locomotive over here. Alright, back this train up, sir. Probably going to take a little more than 9% to get this boy moving. Not a light train. The wood cars are heavy. I mean, You can't turn around and act like they don't have weight to them, because the wood cars are definitely not light. Never had 6 up here, so this should be... Wait a minute. We're on the wrong track. Stop. That's the wrong direction. Now go. We're about to run that right into the oil barrel. Oy vey. That was the wrong... Well, whoops. You know, best laid plans out the window. Hey, we didn't hit nothing, so that's a positive. We were gonna sure put him down the wrong track though, which that's not exactly what we'd like to do. Gonna do us much good to do that. No, and then I wonder what the easiest way for me to get all 6 of these there. If I back that in, turn it around, kick it over the... Not exactly sure, I guess. I'm not too worried about it right this second, I guess. We just gotta get this to the dock. We'll put it at the dock, and then we will probably start detaching things when we figure that whole plan out. But for now, we have the wood up here. That's the important part. That's what we needed. So we're just gonna put it at the dock and work out the rotation through the 6 cars at another time. I am not gonna worry about... Oh, come on, give me more brake. That's not fair. Oh, that bump stop works. We are using them today, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, we are putting those to work, the bump stops. We've been real good up until this point, like, not to actually have to use these. We sure built them all, but we try. What are you doing? How'd you just... Okay. Whatever. It just rolled into the wood. You better drop off. Okay, good deal. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Wait, oh. Alright, so that's cool. We got the wood up here, and probably been a long enough video at that rate, so we will call it a day. Thank you very much. Remember, if you get a chance, like, share, subscribe. Sure does help the channel. Thanks.